Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to a reading for the week of November 14th. We're just going to jump right in here, Taurus. And in your current general energies, you have this last quarter moon in Taurus. It says, be proud of yourself. Taurus, this video is about you, so be proud of yourself. You have the full moon in Scorpio. It says, breathe through the tension. It's kind of funny because I'm shooting this video on the day of the Taurus eclipse, and this video will be coming out for you the day after the eclipse, so on the 9th. Or I don't even know what today is, but it doesn't matter, right? And so, what I would say here is that there could be some tension. I think the tension is just like, people saying things to you, that trigger you. As I've said to other people as well, we have Mars retrograde. And so with Mars retrograde, I think it's super important that if you're feeling like triggered by words that people are spitting at you, basically, that you just ignore it because, again, it's never a good idea to, get into fights, arguments, battles, any of that stuff. It always comes back to bite you during Mars retrograde, so I just be careful of that. But you have the Eight of Cups, which is the only card in the tarot that has an eclipse on it, so it makes sense, of course, that it would be coming up after the eclipse. And as I've said to pretty much everyone else, we're going to be dealing with this eclipse energy for like 6 months. So, it wouldn't really surprise me if more messages come up about this eclipse, as we move through the rest of the year. But you have the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. I feel like you're trying to get away from this tension, a certain amount of tension. I kind of feel like this is the type of tension that you might be experiencing, which is too much on your shoulders, too many responsibilities, taking on too much of other people's BS, right? So the beautiful thing about your reading is that you have this renewal card, you have this refuge card, which is kind of like safety, and you have this star card, which is a card of healing and resting, relaxing, recovering. So I feel there are a lot of opportunities for you to kind of like get rid of some excess burdens that you could be experiencing. You have the Nine of Swords, feeling like you're not going to be able to escape something. That's kind of like the words that are popping into my head here. It's like, I think we need to kind of look at our problems and say, I'm always grateful for big problems because, big problems attract big solutions. And usually the solutions are great. Usually there's some gold. So I think kind of like flipping it on its head and saying like, okay, I have a big problem right now. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It might be a small problem. It might just be like you're working too much, right? It could be anything. And I feel if you can just flip this around, I always say that Nine of Swords is a choice, I believe, personally, because there's a person right here hitting another person with a sword. And it kind of says you can be the bug or the windshield. So if you want to be the bug, then just be like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do. If you want to be the windshield, then you need to flip it on its head and say, okay, big problems attract big solutions. What could a big solution to my problem be, right? And sometimes people are like, I need money. So maybe it's winning the lottery, right? You could be thinking, oh, I'll win the lottery. Maybe it won't happen. But again, you're thinking in the right direction. So I always encourage people to like at least think in the right direction. And maybe you're saying, well, lottery isn't realistic, which is good. But again, then keep thinking. What's after lottery? Maybe you say, oh, I could start a business or I could go get a new job. It's like, there you go. You're starting to think of solutions. I think if we just spend a little time thinking of solutions to these problems that you have right here, then you start building that momentum in the right direction. Then you're going to be able to cut it out of your life, whatever it is. You have the Eight of Cups here. Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you. You're definitely moving towards fulfillment. I mean, you have the Star, the Eight of Pentacles here. Definitely, this is, I kind of feel there's a little bit of rushing energy here because you have the Knight of Swords. This right here, Knight of Swords, Star, Eight of Pentacles, pretty good because it says that there is probably a solution coming in very quickly to any challenges you could be experiencing, even if you're not experiencing a challenge. But Knight of Swords is like wanting it to happen right now when maybe it isn't going to happen right now. It might, the solutions might take a little bit of time, but at the same time, again, I actually do, even with the Nine of Swords there, I feel like you're kind of like going in the right direction. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Assertion card. Some of you might just need to face a fear. You can see here that there's like a knight and he's battling a dragon. Dragons represent fears. And I feel some of you, excuse me, I had to sneeze. I think some of you just need to maybe face some sort of fear, overcome a fear that you have. It's like, that could be the thing that is guarding your gold. As I always say, dragons guard gold. And so your fears could be the one thing that's holding you back. Like if you have a business, but you can't sell, or you're afraid to sell, or you're afraid to talk to people, solving that problem, solving that fear, obviously would probably bring more money into your life. Could be any problem. Same thing in love. It's like if you're afraid to talk to people in love, then talking to people in love obviously is going to be a good idea. With the Nine of Swords, you have this egotism card. Some of you, I don't really feel this is talking about ego. I feel it's talking more about maybe having gone through an ego death. Like some of you maybe recently have had something that kind of hurt your confidence a little bit. And, again, I think the word ego gets overused in the spiritual community in general. It's like, we need an ego to survive, I believe, personally, and I don't think we ever truly get rid of our ego. As I always say, every single spiritual teacher I've ever heard talking about getting rid of their ego has the biggest ego I've ever seen in my entire life, so I don't know, I don't believe in it, right? I think we should work with our positive ego. We shouldn't have a negative ego, of course, but, I feel this is some sort of ego death that you experience, some sort of lack of confidence or something that hurt your confidence. Could be anything. I have a million things popping into my head. Looks like you're getting over it, though, so, I don't know that it's a bad thing. With the Ten of Wands, here you go, enterprise, putting in the work, I feel like you're very close to achieving a goal. The thing about the Ten of Wands is that it is a card of burdens and responsibilities, but he's about to reach his home. He's about to put those burdens down. So it's like things are about to get good for you here, Taurus. Next, you have this refuge card and you have this renewal card. So I do feel like you need a break. This is coming up in the area of the unexpected. I do feel there could be like communication coming in for you a little bit unexpectedly, but other than that, as I've said to every single sign, really I should change the name of this row because between now and the end of the year, I think there's too much truth in the astrology, and so there might not be very much like unexpected things that happen in our personal lives. As I've said to everyone else, I think globally we could see there could be a lot of crazy stuff that happens, mark my words, but personally, on a personal level, is there much unexpected stuff? I would say probably not. And like if something unexpected does happen in your life, you probably kind of saw it coming as well. So kind of unexpected, if that makes sense. But for the most part, I feel like you're kind of like resting, relaxing, recovering at this time. You have the Knight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. I do feel like someone wants to rush in with communication here with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. But it's like someone has to leave a comfort zone. I'm not sure if it's you or them here, Taurus. That would need to leave a comfort zone. So if you're looking for love, that Page of Pentacles could be an earth sign. You have water, could be an Aries, could be a fire sign or an Aquarius. So basically everything, basically every single sign is here. So it could be any sign. I definitely feel it's a new person, and there's some sort of barrier here with the Two of Wands, But I kind of feel like you're ready as well. So if you want love, I do feel that you're at the stage where you're saying, I'm like kind of ready to get back out there. I'm ready to see what is going on in the world. And look, it's not going to focus. Oh my God. 12-12. There you go. So as I was saying, I feel like some of you are kind of like ready to get moving. And sorry, I need my timer, but you're ready to get out into the world. This is also a card of taking the lead as well. I do feel there could be like communication coming in for you with the Page of Pentacles. So if you're hoping for communication, I feel that's what's coming in here. We also see this with the Knight of Swords. Like someone is rushing in. I would just take your time. Like I wouldn't rush anything, especially if a person is trying to rush you. It's like someone here wants to rush. Let's just put it that way. I don't know which one it is, you or a person, a new person coming in. But I would just like take your time, like put in the work. Don't like rush things. I would also be careful of any like rushing to judgments, right? It's like everybody has pretty much had the Knight of Swords or something similar. And sometimes I think when we have eclipses and all the crazy astrology we have, it's like there could be things that happen in your life, in the world, where you want to have a reaction. And I always say Mars retrograde, like no reactions, no like reacting without thinking first. Because, Mars retrograde, we can react to something that happens in our life, but usually it's an overreaction. So I feel this is saying like no overreactions. If you have that feeling where you want to explode or you want to bite someone's head off or something like that, I would be like, okay, I'm probably overreacting at this moment. Let's just think about this. Let's wait till we get the details. The problem with, my big problem with Neptune and Pisces, by the way, which we have until 2025, is that, we don't have all the details. So it's like if something happens in your life, someone comes and tells you your boyfriend's cheating on you or something like that, it's like you might not have all the details. You might not know that the person that tells you that doesn't even know who your boyfriend is, right? So it's like, Neptune and Pisces is a liar. So I would just be careful. With the Knight of Swords, you have this concentration card. Concentrate. Think about things. If something is coming at you hot and heavy, especially if it's coming in rushing, right? Rushing communication, rushing information, someone coming in being like crazy, all crazy like, I would be like, okay, I need to slow this down. I need to think about what's going on here. Definitely could be happening. With the Page of Pentacles, you have this Harmony card. Love it. If there's a person coming in for you, I feel like you feel like at peace and harmony with this person. I feel like you feel that it's a good decision and that it's kind of like the right direction for you to go in. So definitely a solid connection for those of you that are looking for love. With the Two of Wands, you have the Inheritance card. So I feel you're probably inheriting information. I do feel if it's love, it could be like a past life connection coming in for you. So not like an inheritance, but kind of like you're inheriting the relationship from the past, from like a past life. I do feel, though, some of you could be dealing with an inheritance. Let's see. What is going on with this inheritance? You have this Vision card as well. So it's probably something that you knew was coming. Number one, I feel like it's probably something you've been waiting for as well, if there is an inheritance coming in for you. So, I would pay attention to that. There's also this like maze on this inheritance card. So if you're doing something like trying to build an inheritance, like let's say you're Uranus and Taurus focusing on building and leaving a legacy for the future, you could just be focused on doing that, or you could be focused on creating your own security. That's what this could mean. The Vision card could say maintain your vision. We also see the Star and the Queen of Swords. Look at this. Star is about having a North Star, having something that you can work towards in life that will lead to success. And Queen of Swords is the clarity. She's very clear on what she needs to do, on the direction she should go in. And she doesn't let anything take her off her path. So I feel as long as you have a vision, you're going to be successful. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Orphaned card and this Two of the Sea card. I feel like you were orphaned in the past, so some of you definitely could have been left out in the cold. For others, you could just feel like you want more fulfillment in your life because you have the Star and the Knight of Cups, and they're both good cards, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you just want more, and there's nothing wrong with that. That Two of the Sea card, I feel, could be you traveling or moving if you are traveling or moving, and again, I feel like that'll be good for you as well. You have the Seven of Cups, the Star, and the Knight of Cups. A lot of dreaming energy between these. Actually, all three. The Knight of Cups is normally looking into that cup, and he's dreaming of his dream life or his perfect life. But not enough action here yet. That could change in a minute. Seven of Cups, I always say, sometimes I feel it says pick one cup. It is a card of being spoiled for choice. It is a card of having options, but I feel like that Seven of Cups is saying pick one cup. He's holding one cup, and then you have the Star, which is your North Star. So I feel as long as you're always focusing on kind of one thing to work towards, or one thing, having one thing to create in your life. I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently because I remember saying something about quarters, breaking things down into quarters in your life. I feel all of that would be very, very helpful for you. So definitely something I would focus on. I also do feel that this could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you if you're looking for love. You have the Star. If it's love, I feel like this is a dream come true. I also feel like you've been asking for things. It's kind of weird. You see all those ripples in the pool here. She's pouring water into the pool of universal consciousness. And I feel for a lot of you that maybe you've been asking the universe for things like, abundance, love, whatever. And I do feel like the universe is responding here as well. But there's some sort of action that I feel you need to take. And there could be fears around this action because you have the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. They're kind of touching in the reading. And whenever I have two sevens that are touching in a reading, to me, it represents internal fears that don't exist. So definitely time to let go of fears. Any fears that you have. Definitely time to kind of think about what you want in your life and the directions that you want to go in here. But I would also say the Seven of Cups basically says that you have a vision with a star. And the Seven of Cups says, whatever you see, there are good things and bad things, but you won't actually know how something is going to work out for you until you bring it down to earth. So it's we can daydream all day long about a relationship, and we can say oh, it's good, but maybe they'll cheat on me, but maybe this will happen, or whatever, right? Seven of Cups right now, I think for everyone, is basically saying, great, all these things could happen, but there's good things and bad things in the cup. What do you want out of the cups? And can you make it happen? Can you take the actions to make it happen? With the Seven of Cups, here you go. You have devotion. So if there is love coming in for you, could be a Libra. You have the Sun in Libra. This is Saturn in Libra as well. Could be a person who has Libra in their chart somewhere. But this is the devotion card. It's a person who's willing to die for you. Look, this bird is dead. And so I feel for some of you, this is a very deep connection that's coming in for you. Till death do us part type of situation here, whatever it is. With the star card, you have this publicity card. Love it. The star is like the card of fame and fortune. You have this harmony card. Look at, you have this harmony card, which has the sun on it. And you have this publicity card. For those of you in work or business or that have a business, I would be trying to get as much attention as you possibly can. It's funny that I was talking about talking. Like, I was getting something about that just a minute ago where it was like saying something like maybe you're afraid to publicly speak, or maybe you're afraid to, whatever. I don't know, something. Maybe you're afraid to do YouTube videos, but you need to do them, or TikToks, or whatever you want to do. And I feel this is saying do it because there's clearly a lot of success in doing it. With the Knight of Cups here, you have this defense card. Yeah, if you want love, you're going to have to be open to it. Again, I would open up with this energy. Some of you might be a little burdened from love. So again, take your time, but I would at least open up if you want it, like I said. At the end here for messages from your future self, you have this envelope card. It says unfolding surprise. So there could be like a surprise that is coming in for you in the future that's kind of like developing behind the scenes. You also have this line card. It says strength and success. I feel like you're gaining strength and success, and I mostly say that because of the Queen of Swords in this position. I kind of feel like that Queen of Swords right here, I feel like that's you, and it doesn't matter what gender you are. And yes, I also understand that Taurus is not the Queen of Swords. I get it, but I feel like that's the energy that you are embracing, is Queen of Swords energy. So you have her, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. I always pull the card that she's pointing to, and it's this one right here. You have this Gazelle card. It says change and purity on it. So you definitely want to go through some sort of change with these two right here. So what is this change? I feel it's probably like a new beginning, or probably starting something new. And I feel like things are going to move forward like very, very quickly in your life. You have the Seven of Swords here. Again, you have two sevens lying, that could represent internal fears that don't exist. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but as I always say, it doesn't have to be, and it's actually a good card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what, so it can be a trickster energy, but really it's a card of tactics. Like traditionally, he's stealing those swords from the army in the background, so he's like going to war, but in a different way. There's a couple other things here. It's like, number one, he doesn't have to do it alone. He's doing it alone, but he can't carry all the swords. There's still two swords behind him, so he should be asking for help. It could say that maybe your future self is saying you need to ask for help on whatever you're working on, because there could be someone who could lighten the load. Ten of Wands, who could make things easier. It can also represent needing to add more fun to something. It can suggest that you're taking things too seriously. He has these polka dots on his cloak. And polka dots in the tarot represent taking things too seriously. So I wouldn't be too serious at this time. And you have the Eight of Pentacles, material success on the horizon. Again, if you're fearing like putting work into something, Eight of Pentacles to me is like guaranteed results. It basically says if you put work into something, you're going to see a result, guaranteed. So don't be afraid to like invest your time, effort, and energy into something. Let's see. With the Queen of Swords and the Gazelle, you have this intuition card. Definitely trust your intuition. All queens are pretty intuitive, so I feel you could be getting a lot of intuitive messages at this time. With the Seven of Swords, another sun card, you have this fortune card. Love it. And it has the sun on it, so there could be an increase in your fortunes. But I feel like you need to like pay attention to your intuition to tap into this, to get it. I also feel that doing things differently is going to be like very beneficial for you. I don't really have any good ideas. Like, trust me, I try to think about this all the time. The only thing I could say is look at my channel. Like, not to toot my own horn here, but it's like I look at like the shorts I'm creating. I'm trying all sorts of weird stuff with the shorts and stuff like that, because it's like right now we're in a time like astrologically where it's like probably something weird that maybe no one's seen before. Those are the things that are going to work, right? And maybe you have a weird idea for your business. Maybe you have a weird idea for a relationship or whatever. It doesn't matter, but I would try it, and I feel like there could be great fortunes in doing that. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have this extremism card here. And this is showing up, by the way, right here with the Knight of Swords, where I was saying, like, don't rush, So going down this way, to the Eight of Pentacles, you have that extremism energy, which could be like a very pushy energy. So like I said, I would be very careful if there's like a pushy person coming in for you. That person, if you're dealing with like two people, then you might want to like cut out anyone who's extreme. I also do feel that extremism card is, again, saying Seven of Swords, balance, right? Like I kind of get Two of Pentacles vibes here, even though you don't have the Two of Pentacles. But it's kind of like saying to me, work hard, play hard. So make sure you're balancing your energy. We're going to pull 3 cards now. I'm going to answer one question here, Taurus. So if you have a question, feel free to pause this reading. I'm going to answer it with these 3 cards. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 together at the end, and we're just going to do like a personalish reading. But pause now, because I'm going to read the cards if you need time to think. But you have the 8 of Swords, King of Pentacles, Temperance card, change. What did you have here? Maybe not. You have that 2 of the Sea card. This is basically being stuck. Even Taurus, the King of Pentacles, is your card, Taurus. But it's like stuck, 8 of Swords. King of Pentacles is a card of convention, so it can represent being stuck in something. I feel like a lot of you are asking about making a change. I would say yes. Temperance is transformation, turning one thing into another. So I feel like you need to look at all situations you're in and turn them around. Also, funny enough, what I just said about kind of experimentation. If you have a crazy idea for your business of like taking 2 random ideas and putting them together, Temperance, I would definitely do it. There's going to be a lot of success coming in for you. I also feel like some of you are asking about a Sagittarius. I would say yes to your question with the Temperance card, so yes. There you go. Thank you for being here, Taurus. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.